You're not stuck, you're being redirected towards something bigger. Feeling stuck is one of the most painful human experiences. It doesn't look dramatic from the outside, and it rarely appears as a sudden crisis. Instead, it creeps in quietly. It shows up in the mornings when you wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. It shows up in the evenings when you sit alone wondering why your life doesn't feel like it's moving. It shows up in the silent comparison you make with others, people who seem to be progressing faster, achieving more, living smoother lives while you remain trapped in a loop that feels impossible to escape. You try to change, but nothing sticks. You make plans, create to-do lists, set goals, watch motivational videos, read books, and even try to think positively. For a moment, it works. For a day or two, you feel hope again. But then the momentum fades, and you fall right back into the same pattern, stuck, confused, frustrated, and disappointed in yourself. That disappointment turns into self-doubt. And self-doubt turns into self-criticism. Eventually, it becomes a quiet, heavy voice in your mind whispering, maybe you're just not meant for more. This is where most people get trapped, not by their circumstances, but by the meaning they attach to them. When life doesn't move, we think something is wrong with us. We assume we're failing. We assume we're cursed. We assume we're falling behind. But what if the truth is completely different? What if being stuck is not a punishment, but a pause designed to redirect you towards something bigger, something aligned, something you can't see yet? The real problem isn't stagnation, it's misalignment. You can hustle, grind, work harder, push yourself to the limit, but if your energy, intention, and internal state aren't aligned with your desired reality, nothing changes. You might change your actions 100 times, but until your frequency changes, life remains the same. This is why people repeat the same relationship patterns, the same financial struggles, the same emotional cycles, even when they desperately want different results. Their external efforts are high, but their internal vibration hasn't shifted. Think of it like trying to tune into a radio station using the wrong frequency. No matter how much you twist the knob or how expensive your radio is, if the frequency isn't aligned, the signal won't come through. Your life works the same way. Your desired reality is broadcasting at a certain frequency, but your current thoughts, emotions, and beliefs might be tuned somewhere else entirely. This is the psychological trap. When things don't move, we assume we're stuck. But spiritually and energetically, stuckness is an illusion. What's actually happening is a buildup of resistance, old beliefs, emotional wounds, subconscious fears, survival instincts, and inherited programming that block you from stepping into your next timeline. The problem isn't lack of effort, it's lack of alignment. And there's another layer most people never recognize. When life slows down, when opportunities disappear, when relationships fall apart, when routines collapse, when nothing seems to click, that slowdown often means your old timeline has expired. You're not meant to go backwards, but you haven't stepped into your new timeline yet. So you feel suspended in between. This in-between phase feels like failure, but it's actually a transition zone. Something is preparing you. Something is shifting inside you. Something is being rearranged on the quantum level so a new reality can form. You're not stuck. You're being positioned. You're being prepared. You're being redirected toward the life your soul has been asking for. There comes a moment in every person's life when the world as they know it suddenly cracks open. Not with noise, not with drama, but with a quiet realization that everything they've been taught might only be half the truth. For some people, this moment arrives through loss. For others, through burnout. For many, through a strange intuition that refuses to be ignored. And for you, it might be happening right now, a subtle shift, a whisper, a pull towards something deeper. The truth is this, nobody ever teaches us how reality actually works. We learn math, history, productivity, discipline, but we never learn how our thoughts shape our lives, how our beliefs alter our timeline, how our emotions vibrate into the world and return as experiences. We're raised to survive, not to understand creation. But life has a way of revealing what the classroom never did. My discovery began on an ordinary night. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't praying. I wasn't searching for meaning. I was simply exhausted, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I opened a random video about quantum physics, expecting nothing more than distraction. But then one line changed everything: reality responds to the observer. Not reality exists. Not reality is fixed. But reality responds. It felt like someone had reached into my chest and flicked a switch. If reality responds, then my thoughts are not passive. My feelings are not random. My expectations are not irrelevant. They are signals. They are instructions. They are blueprints. And the universe, instead of being chaotic or indifferent, is a responsive field of energy waiting to be directed. This wasn't just science. It was the same truth mystics, sages, and spiritual masters had whispered for centuries. The Vedas called it prana. The Taoists called it chi, indigenous cultures called it spirit force. Modern scientists call it the quantum field. Different languages, same truth: everything is energy, and energy is influenced by consciousness. I started testing it, not with blind belief, but with curiosity. I set small intentions before sleep. Simple things. I want clarity. I want calm. I want guidance. And within days, I noticed shifts. Conversations opened. Random messages held answers. Dreams became meaningful. Synchronicities appeared in clusters, almost too precise to ignore. At first, I called it coincidence. Then the coincidences became patterns. Then the patterns became guidance. And finally, it became undeniable. The universe doesn't speak in words, it speaks in alignment. When your energy is scattered, life feels chaotic. When your mind is fearful, you attract obstacles. When your heart is closed, you meet the wrong people. But the moment you shift inward, even slightly, the external world rearranges. Think of it like a radio. If you're tuned to the wrong frequency, you get static. But the moment you adjust the dial, the message becomes clear. You don't have to force the message. You only have to align with it. That was the discovery. I didn't need to fight life. I needed to tune to life. And the more I aligned with this deeper truth, the more I realized something profound. Every block, every delay, every disappointment wasn't rejection, it was redirection. The universe wasn't saying no. It was saying, not this way. There's something better. This discovery didn't solve everything overnight. But it awakened something powerful, the understanding that I am not a prisoner of circumstances. I am a participant in creation. My energy is a tool. My intention is a frequency. My awareness is a doorway. And once you discover this truth, you never see your life the same way again. Transformation doesn't begin with luck, money, timing, or opportunity. It begins with alignment, the moment your inner world stops contradicting the future you say you want. Most people try to build a new life with an old frequency. They set goals from fear, visualize from doubt, and pray from scarcity. But in the quantum field, intention is electricity, and emotion is the signal that carries it. You can't transmit a new reality with an old emotional signature. This is where the real method begins. I call it the quantum embodiment method, a 4-phase system that blends spiritual wisdom with quantum principles to help you shift your internal state so reality can finally catch up. Phase 1, clarify the field. Every quantum change starts with clarity. Not vague desires. Not, I want to be happier. Not, I want a better life. The universe doesn't respond to fog, it responds to precision. Sit with yourself and answer one question honestly. If nothing could stop me, what is the life I would truly live? Don't think about money, time, age, or fear. Think about truth. What would your days look like? What would you feel when you wake up? Who are you with? What kind of work lights your spirit? Write it clearly, in present tense, as if it's already your lived reality. This clarity isn't fantasy, it's a frequency blueprint. The quantum field needs an exact address to send the blessing. Phase 2, regulate the signal. You can't manifest a peaceful life from a chaotic nervous system. Before reality can match your desires, your body has to stop broadcasting panic, fear, or lack. Use this breathing technique daily. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2. Exhale slowly for 6. As you exhale, imagine every old belief, "I'm not enough, things never work for me, life is hard," slipping out of your energy field. Feel your body soften. Feel your chest open. Feel your mind quiet. This is emotional recalibration. When your nervous system becomes safe, your energy becomes magnetic. Phase 3, embody the outcome. This is the heart of the method. Quantum physics shows that particles respond to expectation, and spirituality teaches that energy responds to embodiment. When you combine the two, you stop wishing for a new life and start behaving like the version of you who already lives it. Ask yourself, if the reality I want was already mine, how would I walk, talk, breathe, think, and choose today? If your future self is confident, speak with confidence now. If your future self is abundant, make decisions from abundance now, not recklessness, but trust. If your future self is peaceful, stop reacting to everything that tries to steal your calm. Every small embodied action signals to the quantum field. This identity is already active. And when identity shifts, reality follows. Phase 4, release the timeline. Most people sabotage manifestation because they obsess over when it will happen. Time pressure collapses your energy. Desperation scrambles your signal. Begging the universe blocks the universe. Release the timeline. Release the how. Release the fear that nothing is changing. Instead, adopt this belief. What I want is already on its way, and my only job is to stay aligned. When you surrender, the field reorganizes. People shift. Paths open. Synchronicities appear. The next step shows up at the exact moment you're ready for it. This method is not theory. It's practice. It's daily alignment. It's a shift from forcing life, to allowing life to meet you. When you begin applying the principles of quantum spiritual alignment, something remarkable happens. Your life begins to shift from a state of reaction to a state of creation. The obstacles that once seemed permanent start to feel like temporary tests, and the energy you once spent worrying becomes energy that moves you forward. This is the point where theory meets lived experience, where intention, clarity, and embodiment converge to reshape reality. Take the story of Sarah, for example. For years, she had felt trapped in a cycle of unfulfilling work, strained relationships, and constant self-doubt. On the surface, she was successful by societal standards, yet inwardly, she felt hollow. One evening, she decided to implement a simple daily routine based on quantum spiritual principles, setting clear intentions each morning, performing a 10-minute energy clearing meditation, and consciously acting as if her ideal life was already unfolding. At first, nothing seemed to change. Her commute was the same, emails piled up, and her relationships continued to feel challenging. But gradually, subtle shifts began. She noticed small synchronicities. A friend unexpectedly reached out with a new opportunity, a long-lost mentor returned her call, and she began encountering people who resonated deeply with her vision. These were not coincidences, they were the universe responding to the subtle changes in her energy field. The key to transformation is persistence and presence. Sarah learned to honor her emotional responses without letting them dictate her actions. When fear or doubt surfaced, she observed them without judgment and refocused on her intentions. This practice of conscious observation mirrors the quantum principle of the observer effect, by witnessing her own thoughts and feelings, she influenced the probabilities in her life's field. Within 3 months, Sarah experienced a profound shift. She left her unsatisfying job and accepted a position that aligned with both her skills and passions. Her relationships became more supportive and authentic, as she naturally attracted people whose energy matched her own. Financial abundance started appearing in ways that felt effortless, not forced. Most importantly, she developed a deep sense of inner peace, knowing she was co-creating her reality in alignment with the universe. This transformation illustrates a powerful truth: external change follows internal alignment. By refining your vibration, clarifying your intentions, and embodying the reality you desire, you begin to draw circumstances, people, and opportunities toward you naturally. Transformation is not about forcing outcomes but about becoming a magnetic presence that aligns with the life you are meant to live. Another critical element of transformation is the realization that setbacks are not failures, they are feedback. When Sarah encountered delays or challenges, she reframed them as guidance, opportunities to refine her focus or release limiting beliefs. This reframing cultivated resilience and reinforced the quantum principle that every thought, emotion, and action creates ripples across your reality. The transformation is cumulative. At first, it is subtle, a nudge here, a coincidence there. Over time, these small shifts compound, resulting in tangible changes that seem almost miraculous. This is the essence of quantum spiritual living, a steady, intentional alignment that amplifies your ability to manifest your highest potential. Ultimately, the transformation is not just about external success or material gains. It is about a profound inner awakening, recognizing that you are not a passive participant in life but an active creator, capable of shaping your reality through conscious alignment, deliberate action, and trust in the universe. When you embrace this, the world begins to mirror your inner state, and you step fully into the life you were always meant to experience. The mission is simple yet profound: to step into conscious co-creation with the universe, living a life that aligns with your highest potential. It is a call to rise above the patterns of limitation, doubt, and fear that have kept so many people trapped in cycles of just getting by. When you understand that your thoughts, emotions, and intentions actively shape the reality around you, you no longer feel like a passenger in life, you become a co-architect of your own destiny. This mission begins with awareness. Awareness that the universe is not indifferent, but responsive. That each thought and feeling emits energy that interacts with the vast quantum field of possibility. When you start observing your own internal state and recognizing how it correlates with the experiences you attract, you gain unprecedented clarity. This awareness allows you to consciously choose where to place your focus, rather than reacting unconsciously to external circumstances. Practical action is the next step. The mission is not passive, it requires consistent effort to cultivate alignment. Daily practices such as setting clear intentions, energy clearing, visualization, and acting as if are not optional, they are essential tools for creating measurable change. These practices help you maintain high vibrational energy, which is necessary to attract circumstances and relationships that reflect your inner alignment. They also train your mind to prioritize possibility over limitation, shifting your perception of what is achievable. Another critical component of this mission is resilience. Life will continue to present challenges, but when your energy is aligned, obstacles are no longer insurmountable. They become opportunities to refine your focus, release old patterns, and strengthen your connection to the universe. Every setback can be reframed as a signpost, redirecting you toward experiences that better match your highest vision. Resilience in alignment is not about resisting difficulty, it's about flowing through it with intention and awareness. Sharing and inspiring others is an equally vital part of this mission. When you embody your own transformation, you naturally become a beacon for others seeking guidance, hope, or a model of possibility. By living authentically, you demonstrate that conscious co-creation is real, accessible, and sustainable. Your actions and energy ripple outward, affecting not only your immediate circle but also the collective consciousness of those who witness your journey. Emotionally, this mission reconnects you with your deepest purpose. You begin to remember the version of yourself that believed anything was possible, the part of you that imagined life without limits, unbound by fear, doubt, or societal expectations. By returning to that energy, you tap into creativity, courage, and inspiration that may have felt dormant. This reconnection ignites a sense of fulfillment that external achievements alone cannot provide. Ultimately, the mission is about transformation at every level, personal, relational, and universal. You are called to live as an example of what is possible when intention meets action, when vibration meets alignment, and when trust meets conscious choice. Every step you take toward alignment strengthens your ability to manifest your dreams and supports the evolution of collective consciousness. So, your mission begins now. Embrace your role as a conscious creator. Take intentional steps every day. Align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the life you envision. Release attachment to outcomes and trust that the universe is working with you. Live as if the reality you desire is already present, because in the quantum field of possibility, it already is. This mission is not a destination, it is a continuous journey of awakening, growth, and co-creation. Every intention, every breath, every act of alignment contributes to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and extraordinary potential. Step forward, rise into your power, and remember, you are not stuck, you are being redirected. Now that you understand the power of conscious alignment and quantum spiritual creation, it's time to act. Take one intentional step today toward the life you've been meant to live. Pause, grab a journal or your phone, and write down one clear intention that excites your soul. Visualize it vividly, feel it fully, and act as if it is already your reality. For the next 7 days, commit to living as if, aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with the vision of your highest life. Notice every subtle sign, synchronicity, and opportunity that appears. Document them. Celebrate them. Let them remind you that the universe is responding to your energy. Share your journey in the comments below, your intention, the shifts you experience, and the moments of guidance you encounter. Let's create a community of conscious creators who uplift, inspire, and support one another. Hit subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Your action today can spark a ripple effect that changes not only your life but the lives of those around you. Remember, you're not stuck, you're being redirected. Take that step. Align. Create. Rise. Milky Way.